Hey guys, Handy Camper here,
Wifey Camper here.
And today we're going to be making
strawberry preserves.
And we're going to do it two ways. We're going to do a freezer way and the old school water bath canning way. Alright guys, we got us a couple flats of strawberries here, and we're going to do, I've got some pint jars and a couple little small half-pint jars there, and even like I think it's like a quarter-pint jar maybe, or something like that. But anyway, we've got some jars, and we've got some strawberries, we've got some sugar, and we want to make some strawberry preserves, and we'll probably freeze some strawberries as well, and we can make some later if we want to. But we're going to try making strawberry preserves two ways. We're going to try a freezer method and the water bath method. Today we're going to be doing a really simple recipe, guys, and it only calls for two ingredients: strawberries and sugar. And this recipe we're going to try today, it calls for 4 cups of strawberries and 3 cups of sugar. What do we got to do to these strawberries to prepare them?
So we're going to wash the strawberries and cut them up some.
Cut the tops off and scoop out the top a little bit.
Because it seems like it's going to take a little while. Several steps. Like you have to leave them out overnight. So we figured this will be our step 1, getting it started.
And if Wifey Camper reminds me, I'll put the steps and everything in the description below, along with all of my social media and stuff as well, guys. So you check that out. Make sure to come find me on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm on Twitter, even though I don't really get on Twitter that much, but I'm there if you want to follow me on Twitter, and I'll follow you back. But mostly Instagram and Facebook. I don't really get on there that much either, but we're there. Look down below, guys. The recipe and social medias and all that. All the good stuff is down there. So I guess we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to wash these. We're going to top them off and get the tops off and get them cut up. And once we get started with that, we'll bring you back and show you the process. So let's get going. Alright guys, we got the strawberries here in a little colander. We're going to rinse these off in some cold water. And we're not sure how many cups that is, but we just got some put in there to clean, and then we'll chop them up and see how many cups that is. So we're going to need 4 cups and 3 cups of sugar. That seems like a lot of sugar, but that's the recipe. And it seems like an older recipe, so it doesn't call for any of that pectin or anything like that, so.
Is that good?
Yeah, it should be pretty good. Just need a good little rinse.
These were hand-picked today.
They're freshly picked today, yeah. Our little tools here, I seen on a video where a guy scooped it out and it looked like it worked really good.
Instead of cutting?
Yeah, you just scoop out seemed to work really good. Oh, that worked pretty good, huh? Oh, low battery. Still recording. Alright, yeah.
And then I'll just cut them.
Mm-hmm.
In like 4 little pieces.
Show that scooping method again there, see how easy that is.
Just grab it and scoop it out.
Looks like it worked really good, huh?
I do like that.
So if you have a little melon baller, a small end melon baller,
yeah,
it works
that's
pretty
good.
good.
Ooh, why didn't I think of this before?
I remember seeing the video of the guy doing that. I'm like, wow, that looks pretty easy. Looked like it was easy enough. It like worked pretty good. So.
Yeah, I'll save me some. Yeah, check that out. It's even better for a big one. As soon as I get these cut and measured, we will be back.
Alright guys, we got teamwork done on that. I was doing the scooping. I scooped the tops out while she cut them up. And let me show you what we got going on here. There we go. We got our 4 cups in our pot. And now we have to add 3 cups of sugar in there. And we'll get back to you when we get to that step. So you guys stick around.
Alright, we have our strawberries in our pot. Now we've got to add 3 cups of sugar. Yeah, I'm using a 1/2 cup, but still. one. 2. 3.
3 cups of sugar.
Wow.
Now the next step for that one is to let stand for
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Alright, the next step was after you let it sit for 10 minutes, you put it on the stove.
And bring to a bowl. Bring berries and sugar to a bowl. It says stirring constantly until sugar dissolves.
Okay. I've got it on low heat so we don't burn it or anything, so we're going to bring that to a boil, guys. And then cook, I think it was for after it starts boiling. Reduce the heat a little bit.
Cook about 3 minutes.
Let it cook for about 3 minutes. We'll get back to you on the next step. Getting it close, it takes a while to bring it to a boil slowly here, but this is like a 2-part process. It takes a couple days to do this with this recipe. Getting her arm there, sorry.
Oh.
But this is like a 2-part recipe. The first part that we're doing today is add the sugar to the berries and bring the sugar and the berries to a boil. And it says let cook for about 3 minutes and then let stand and cool overnight. Not in the refrigerator or anything, just let it set overnight. So we're just going to pop it in the oven and let it cool overnight. When we get up in the morning will be the next step, which will be, it says bring to a boil again for about a minute. Cover after you bring to a boil. Cover the preserves, removing from the heat, and let stand for 2 minutes. Stir gently for about 5 minutes. And it says skimming if necessary. I guess if it frosts up or something. Or just kind of mix it around.
Just tell me it'll kind of froth up.
Yeah. And then you put it into the jars. Let it cool and freeze. That's the freezer method. And with the water bath method after we let it, after we stir it, the last step for 5 minutes, you put it into a water bath, boiling water bath for 5 minutes. And then you tighten your seals and let it cool. So we're going to try both of them. I'm going to do 1 jar, a couple jars, probably freezer, and a couple jars for the regular canning method for us to put up on the shelf. Alright guys, it's coming to a boil there. So we're going to cook it for additional, it says when it comes to a boil, cook for additional 3 minutes. And then we'll let it stand overnight. So we're going to reduce the heat a little bit, continue to stir so nothing sticks and all that jazz. But
because it's coming up.
Smells so good. Alright, we've let it cook for an additional 3 minutes. The timer is getting ready to go off. There it goes. And now we're just going to stick it in the oven overnight. It says to let stand overnight, so we're just going to pop it in the oven so just in case any ants come along or anything like that, they don't get into it. We'll pop it in the oven.
Oh, the oven's kind of still warm.
Is it? Well, we'll wait till a little bit later. We just done some cooking in the oven just not too long ago. It's still a little warm in there. I don't guess it matters though. It'll cool off together. Let's pop it in there. There we go, guys. We'll let that set overnight. We'll get back to you in the morning. Alright guys, we put that in the oven and let that stand overnight. We'll get back with you in the morning and we'll go through the last step in the process of the actual canning part of it. Alright guys, it's the next day. So we're going to do the second part of this strawberry preserves. And the second part is, after it's been setting overnight, we are going to bring it to a boil and let it boil and cook for 1 minute. And then it says take off the heat and cover the preserves and let stand for 2 minutes. And then it says stir gently for about 5 minutes, skimming if necessary. So I guess if it's got any bubble stuff on it or something, or just to mix it up to get the bubbles out. And then we put into the jars, the ones that we're going to freeze, we put into the jars, let it cool, and then we freeze. And then the ones that we cannon, after the process, we'll put those in a hot water bath for 5 minutes, and then we'll tighten the seals up on those and let those cool to seal. So let's get with this second part, guys, and see what happens. All right, she's turning on the heat there, and this is what it looks like after it's been sitting overnight. It smells good and it looks good.
Possible. You can tell
And it's thickened up quite a bit. And it looks really good. So we're going to bring that to a boil, guys. And then once it's to a boil, we'll bring you back. Alright, guys. We just pulled it off of the heat after letting it boil and cook for another minute. And we let it set here, covered for 2 minutes. And now we're going to, what are we going to do next?
We're going to stir gently about 5 minutes. Skimmering if necessary.
Skimming.
Skimming.
Skimmering.
You know I make my own words.
So we're going to stir it for 5 minutes.
Oh. Is that gently?
Gently.
Gently.
In the meantime, while she is over there stirring gently, I've got all my little jars, my little jam jars and lids in there sterilizing. They've been washed, hot soapy water, so get those going and sterilized. We'll be able to fill those up. I forgot to record, but what we did after we stirred for 5 minutes, we had it over there and stirring for 5 minutes, and then we brought it over here and we put it into the jars. And these are the ones that we're going to freeze. We're going to freeze can these. And in here, we got 2 in there that we're going to just water bath can. And once those get done, after being in there for 5 minutes or so, we're going to pull those out and let those cool and let them set. And these, we're going to let these cool all the way, and then they'll be ready for the freezer. So that's the last step.
And we'll take a video once we get to try it in a few days.
Just got home from work. It's the day after, well, 2 days after we made the jam, the strawberry preserves. Oh, that looks so good. I'm getting ready to make me a piece of toast. I'm going to butter up a piece of toast, put it in the cast iron, and try out this strawberry preserves. And it turned out a whole lot thicker than I thought it was too, guys. Yeah. Get you a close-up shot here. After I lick the spoon, of course. Oh my goodness. I got this little bitty jar here. It's like a quarter of a pint, I guess it is. Get you a close up of that. Check that out, guys. Oh goodness, let's try it out. Got a little drippage going on there. That's better than any store-bought that you can do, for sure. Oh my gosh. And the ingredients for that one, so easy. Sugar and strawberries. That's it. And with some sourdough bread. Turned out really good. I've got 2 half pints in the freezer and 2 half pints I done in the hot water bath, and I got those on the shelf. Very good stuff, guys. I'll put the and like I said before, I'll put the ingredients and the directions in the description. You can't go wrong. And supposedly it's supposed to last, if you do the water bath technique, supposedly it's supposed to last a year on the shelf. And a lot of people say a whole lot more than that, but you never know. A freezer technique, same thing. After you open it, refrigerate it. Same with the, anyway. Good stuff right there, guys. No complaints here. Alright, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I do appreciate you sticking around and watching the video. We're going to give one of these a shot here in a couple days. And we're going to put a couple in the freezer and a couple on the shelf. And once we open one of those up, we'll do a video on that one probably too. And I'm going to do one probably about a year from now. Of the ones that we put on the shelf, so that's going to be kind of cool. First ever strawberry preserves. Wasn't too bad.
No.
Didn't take, it's just a long process of overnight. Well, not really, I mean, just each process only takes about 10 to 15 minutes or so, so you just have to let them set overnight. That's it. That's the only.
We just hope it turns out good.
It
tastes good.
It does. On the spoon, it tastes
It just
really
needed to thicken up a little, and I think it was. When we started pouring them in there, it was.
Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, look down below. The links below. What was I going to put in the links below?
The recipe, the instructions.
The recipe for this, what we're doing right here, and the instructions, and all the social media, guys. Go check it out, and all the links below. I do appreciate you watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and as always, plan,
Prepare,
and practice. Handy out.